Hey guys, welcome back to Diving Deep in Thought. You're here with Elias, and today I want to talk to you guys about self-worth and who is entitled or who is the authority who hands out self-worth. So is it society? Is it us? Am I entitled to value my own worth? Or is that a societal thing that I have to fit in a certain criteria to be worth something to people? Well, self-worth is purely on the inside of who you are. That's simply it. It's what people are willing to give you in terms of attention, resources, time. That's what you're worth. And the actual worth, the actual value in the self-worth is how much time, energy, and resources you have invested in yourself. Worth is not simply that I'm human, you're human, we're equal. It can't be measured like that, because then how do we how do we form hierarchies? How do we form roles of power? How does anything, you cannot put everyone on the same level, because you discount the hardworking guys and you pedestal the people who haven't worked. So self-worth is the amount of time, money, and resources you have put into yourself. And then by default, that is how much time, energy, and resources people are willing to put into you. And that also converts into respect, dominance, assertiveness that you have over people, control. So self-worth is all about how much work you've put into yourself. Nobody can actually increase your worth more than you doing your work. So there's no way of, getting something easily and it being worthwhile. So an example of how people can get confused is if you're a regular person and you win the lottery, you win $50 million. Does that make that person's self-worth increased because he got that money? His perceived value is increased, but the worth of that person has not changed. His perceived value has increased. It's like buying a normal car, putting all these additions on it, but the engine's still normal, the seats are still normal, but from the outside, it's this, this hypercar. So self-worth is the one thing that nobody can take from you. It diminishes in time if you don't work on it. And what tends to happen is if we don't exercise and cultivate our self-worth by, working on ourselves physically, working on ourselves mentally, self-love, self-appreciation, self-respect. If we don't have these guidelines for ourselves, then no one else is going to instill them in us. Because what everyone's doing is in this world is we're all projecting who we are on the inside externally. So if you're projecting hate, that means that you have hate within you that you have stored, because you can only give someone what you have. You can't pour into someone else's cup water that isn't already in yours. And you've got to ask yourself, what am I putting out there? And have I cultivated the actions and reactions on a daily basis that I am committing toward people and receiving from people? And how am I processing these things? So your self-worth is the accountability you have over yourself in order for the world to respond to who you are. So you have to work on yourself, build up your knowledge or your strength or your vocabulary, intelligence. And once you do that, what tends to happen is the whole world around you starts to shift to cater for the worth that you're putting out there. And the more worth you put out into the world, the more people will respect you. And they will, more opportunities will come up, and the universe will find ways to meet your level of optimism, your level of control, your level of control over your life is purely based on your self-worth. It's how much you believe you are worthy over every decision, every thought, every action and reaction on a daily basis. And you need to exercise this control. This does not come easily. This does not come by just surviving. If you are doing the bare minimum and just getting by every day and you don't believe you have control, but you're controlled, then what tends to happen is your self-worth over time will start to gradually lessen. And that all comes down to you not investing in your ideas, into your energy, into your resources. And that's something that has to be done on a daily basis. Just like a garden, when you weed the garden, you take care of the garden, you put energy into your garden, it will fruit and you'll reap the rewards. But in life, if we just let 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks pass and we haven't invested back into ourselves, which is the biggest investment, is us, because we are the one investment that creates all other investments. Everything stems from us in our life. So we are the seed of our existence. So it's very important that we cultivate that and that we add worth in ourselves. And you can do this simply by exercising on a daily basis. Any form of physical activity will make you feel better about yourself. Once you feel better about yourself, you're in a better mindset, then you'll start to take on more obligations, more accountability, because you're turning up every day. It's very important we do things on a daily basis. There's none of this weekly, monthly, or once a year. When you use these terms loosely, our brain has this way of obeying exactly what we say. Our words are so powerful to us. They may not be powerful to other people, but our self-talk to us is all we have. That's actually all we have, because our self-talk is how we interpret the world and talking to ourselves. So our self-talk is not this thing that we let slide in our brain. It programs our mind. So if you're telling yourself on a daily basis, I'm not worthy of that, or I want to be like that, and you're looking at this separation from you and an achievement, of course your brain's going to give you that. So self-talk is really important, but for your self-worth, but it's important to take action. Once you start taking action in any aspect of your life, and you get a bit of feedback, or you get a small bit of results, it will absolutely snowball into something so great. And you will grow as a person, and your self-worth will increase. Not only will you see it, everyone else around you will see it, and it'll become abundantly visible. And it's just this really good feeling of being in control rather than being controlled. So it all starts within you, and you've got to figure out what you need to do to increase your self-worth for yourself. You can't ask anyone, you can't look up anything on the internet to find out what that is. It's within you, and only you know how to be the best version of yourself. So I'll leave you guys with that. I hope you work on your goals to improving yourself and self-worth, and your perceived value in society, in your family, will obviously be heightened. So thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you.